Have you ever thought about if you're an introvert, can you be an exceptional leader? Well, I saw a quote recently that said that whether you are a introvert or extrovert, you can be an exceptional leader. I know that to be true because I am more introverted, more introspective. However, I've led many high performance teams to award-winning success. I'm a recognized thought leader in several publications. I've led museum education programs as a vice president of education in programs. I've worked at Fortune 500 companies, and I've really been involved in upskilling initiatives and been a part of several nonprofit boards. My name is Alicia M. Morgan, and I'm here today to bring you a series about introverted leadership and how you can be exceptional, whether you are an extrovert or introvert. But I want to take you on the journey of finding your voice. And I'm not going to give you this cookie cutter, step-by-step approach. You have to say this is the right thing. It's about your own authentic journey. And finding your voice is that you have to be believable. People have to feel like you're capable. And I know that that likability thing goes around a lot. So how do you get to that point that as you're an introvert, you can still stand out? It's about making an impression and being memorable. There are four factors of trust. I don't know if you know about it. There's a book called The Four Factors of Trust, and it's how you gain lifelong loyalty as customers and you think about your leadership style, etc. And the four factors, the first factor is humanity. So when you think about building trust as an introverted leader, you have to identify with people's humanity. You're like, what is it that they need, right? The empathy of the moment, right? What do they think, feel, see, and hear? And when they around you and you are a leader, remember, it doesn't matter if you're an extrovert or introvert. Are you able to identify with the human side of people and think about what you're leading and the humanity in it and think about empathy? Are you able to do that? And the next factor of trust is transparency. Now, this is a tough one because you have to figure out what you want to tell, but it's very important to be as transparent as possible in leadership because you want to gain that trust. And it's not about being perfect. It's about saying what you know to be true at a particular moment and capturing that and sharing that information. So we talked about humanity is that first factor of trust. And then we get to transparency and just how transparent you're going to be in sharing information. And it's not about perfection because once you show that you are being transparent and there's some path forward, people will join you on that journey, even if you're not perfect. And the key thing is that you'll never be perfect. And then we move to a third factor of trust, which is capability. Now, capability matters. Now, it doesn't matter if you're an extrovert or an introvert. Are you capable of doing what you say you're going to do in leadership and empowering the team? And are you showing that you can deliver on that capability? And we talk about likability or charisma, as some people may lend themselves to say that extroverts are more charismatic or likable, but it isn't always true. That's a misconception. The thing is, again, you have to prove that you're capable of delivering and dependable in doing so. And then reliable. At the end of the day, whether you are an extrovert or an introvert, you have to be reliable. Do you do what you say you're going to do? Right? If we think about the Energizer batteries, they keep going and going and they're showing up. Are you reliable? Capable, reliable, transparent, and identifying with the humanity of people. And once you identify your strengths, so for me, I'm an introvert, but I am a driver. Like we want to get to success. I'm also an aerospace and industrial engineer. So you think about aerospace, you probably think about astronauts or and then aviation, airplanes, etc. But I'm also an industrial engineer, so very process oriented. I also have my PMP. So I know all about structure and getting to the results. But when we think about leading projects, we always think about our project plans, all those perfect plans we set, our critical success factors. You get your RACI chart, who's going to be responsible, and all these things for certain things and elements, and who you need to consult, and et cetera. However, we have to think about even when we get to the Norman stage of our projects, things still can fall apart. trust falls can happen. And as a leader, whether you're introvert or extrovert, so introverted leaders, you have to really think about trust. So you build those four factors of trust. Do you understand the humanity, the transparency, capability, and reliability? And then trust can break down. And it could be for various reasons. You could be a new leader in an organization, and people are trying to understand your voice and show that you're reliable, right? And capable of what you're doing. And it's just that people don't know you. So I'll give you an example of a trust fall. So when trust breaks down, what happens? Or when it's you don't have it initially. So the trust fall, I was a part of a nonprofit organization that was mentoring high school students. We were getting to know them. And we were going on this obstacle course for the weekend in the wilderness, in the woods. And we had to get on the top of a plank and believe that the people behind us were going to catch us. I drew a blank. I just couldn't do it. I was just like hard on myself, full transparency. I just couldn't fall backwards. I'm sure they were capable, reliable. We didn't know each other well enough. And the humanity of that moment is that will people catch you if they don't know you? I got down off the plank. You could see people looking up at me. There were students, there were the adult volunteers, and the leadership of the organization. So I got down, we went to the next phase, and I went through all the other obstacles and learned to depend on the other people and really be more collaborative. And one of the students said to me that it taught them that trust is built over time and in increments. And as you finding your voice as a leader, you say something, but then people are always waiting for you to fall down and not remember something you're saying. So they're waiting for you to not prove to be not reliable, even though you say you're capable because you've gotten the position. And then the transparency when you fall down, can you be honest, right? You're not going to go in this command and control mode. And then the humanity of all of that as we're going through it, how we learn from each other. So all these things come into play when we're thinking about that. Those four factors of trust, being consistent, you identify what your strengths are, and you're just building over time. And I've learned that since I've worked in so many different environments, getting to know different people and personalities, that trust is ongoing. You get into somewhere based on your human capital, and you think that it's all right, it's all good, and it's going to go smoothly. And even if you are successful in one environment, doesn't mean that success is going to translate because you still have to build trust and understand those four factors of trust. Some people may lean into, I'm just going to be capable and reliable. I'm not going to worry about those humanity and transparency, but you need to think about all those factors of trust. And in organizations where people pay attention to all four factors of trust and are constantly building in it, they're more likely to have people, the customers, to be more lifelong customers and someone to choose that brand over the other. You know, we are all brands. So if we think about how we position ourselves, we should think about building trust in those four factors of trust. So throughout this leadership series about introverted leadership, you know, this first one was about finding your voice. I'm a very innovative person. So to navigate all those different circles, I've had to learn how to understand different people, different generations, different leadership styles, different environments, right? You have some environments that are much more flexible. And so my journey as an engineer to an innovator and working in all these different environments has taught me a lot about being an introvert and still making an impression and still being exceptional at what I do. And I want to share this with you wherever you are in your journey. Hope it inspires you to keep on that journey and not to be discouraged because someone says you're too introverted or you're not more like someone else. To stand out, you have to really be memorable. So this leadership series is going to give you some insights on how to be more memorable and hopefully own your introverted personality and still excel at what you do. So until next time, I hope this has given you some insights, and go read that book about the four factors of trust. And I will put it in the link in the bio, the description in the bio, and share some other information. So I wish you well on your journey as an introverted leader. And remember, We can all be exceptional at what we do, whether we are a introvert or extrovert. So until next time, please share, share a comment, or whatever it is that you do, and see you later.